Hello and welcome to Soda Review Channel, where today we'll be talking about Pepsi Zero Sugar Wild Cherry. This is a cherry flavored cola drink with no sugar in it. Wild stuff. Um, yeah, Pepsi initially released their wild cherry flavor in 1988, a little bit after Coca-Cola put out a cherry flavored cola. Not an accusation, just an observation. Let's take a look at these ingredients. Water, caramel color, phosphoric acid, natural flavors, aspartame, caffeine, potassium sorbate, potassium citrate, ACE-K, citric acid. All the things a growing person needs. 0 calories, of course. I say, of course, we've had a bunch of diet and zero sugar stuff that have a few calories in them recently, so that's not really an of course, but yeah. Yeah, let's get into it. It doesn't really have a red coloring to it, like I often think these should. I know they also recently put out a Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream variant. I'm wondering if that is just a hint of vanilla or full on cream like the Dirty Mountain Dew. We'll need to see about that. Pepsi products always have a lot of fizz, but not too much foam. Yeah, that just looks like any other Pepsi. It smells like a cherry, not even like a maraschino cherry. Like you go to the store and buy some fresh cherries. It smells like that, and that is awesome. That I have to say is pretty good. Yeah, it tastes like a Diet Pepsi, and it has cherry flavor in it, and I like that. I really, really do. I don't even know how to describe it. It has that spice that Pepsi has that Coke really doesn't, or any other cola really. There's the subtle flavor of cherry at the front. That's pretty good. And it's incredibly sweet. I've got a decent bit of a sweet tooth, but I just don't much care for most, sugar soft drinks. This very much more tastes like a Pepsi Zero. One thing I was noticing is I've mentioned before how Cherry Coke and Cherry Coke Zero make my chest hurt a little. I am not getting that here. I don't know what causes that. I am probably in need of medical attention regarding it. But it's not the case here, so I don't have to worry about dying while chugging down a Pepsi Zero Sugar Wild Cherry. As I'm drinking more of it, my mood is souring on it just a little bit. As it kind of goes, it gets a little bit more plain. This would be very good in like an 8-ounce bottle, like 8-ounce mini can. But I think a full can of it is just a little much. Could mean it would be good to mix with some other kind of substance. I mean alcohol, not weed. Don't do drugs, kids. They used to do dare in schools. I don't really remember doing it when I was a kid. I mean, until I was 20, I was in a basically perpetual dissociative state, so maybe we did and I just forgot. But I don't remember ever doing specifically dare. There were a ton of like, don't do drugs, kids, and telling us what all the cool drugs are. Yeah, that seems like a really bad idea. Also, don't lie to kids about drugs. Tell them what's wrong with drugs for real. Don't make stuff up. Because people tend to be stupid, and when you tell them something like, you know, there's this one PSA where there's a guy and his friends, they're all getting a little bit high, smoking some of their dad's weed, and one of them just loses it and goes, ha ha ha, yeah, nothing matters, and they pull a gun out of the closet and shoot themselves. That's not how weed works. That's not what's bad about weed. And they don't tell you that people do drugs for reasons, not logical reasons, but actual reasons. Like if you look into it, how opioid painkillers lead a lot of people to get into stronger illegal narcotics because either they stop being so affected by the prescription stuff they're able to get, or they aren't able to get their prescription and are going through literal horrible withdrawals. I don't think the Pepsi company has anything to do with the drug epidemic. They're not even allowed to import cocaine leaves. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Anyway, cocaine is used in Coca Cola, except it isn't. Caffeine is also very addictive. And if you're going to use caffeine, just be safe. Promise me. If you're going to drink something with caffeine, you'll be safe about it. Wear a condom. Overall, I give that a good.